Alright guys, so in today's video we're going to be going over the cookies that you should not be investing in before the Eternal Sugar Cookie update coming very soon in about 2 weeks, early May. And then of course we are going to be getting Holberry Awakening about 4 weeks after. But let's talk about the cookies that you should stay away from right now after the Fire Spirit Cookie update. So first of all, let's go over through the rarities and then we'll slowly move down the list. Alright guys, so let's start out with the Ancients and Beast. Of course, out of the Beast, everything is pretty much good except for maybe Mystic Flower is going to be just a very situational now. So if I had to choose, Mystic Flower is kind of an iffy build, but just keep in mind she is still very good for Beasties episodes as well, and some of the Choco Cake Towers. And then out of the Ancients right now, of course, are going to be Holberry as well as White Lily. So these two cookies are pretty much gone. They are not used as of right now. Holberry, of course, will be getting an Awakening in June, so by then she will be used greatly, just like all of the other Awakening Ancients. But White Lily is getting it at the end of the year, most likely after the release of Silent Salt. So these two cookies still for about another like 2 months for Holberry and about like several months for White Lily. They're probably not going to be worth investing in, and you're probably going to want to use your EXP and your resources on something else. And then from the legendaries as of right now, there are going to be cookies like Frost Queen as well as Black Pearl and Sea Fairy that you do not want to be investing in, as well as you probably don't want to invest your resources for the Crystal Gem as well. The only one that still is kind of being used here and there is going to be Moonlight, but just keep in mind that we are going to be getting a Crystal Gem for Stormbringer coming as well in the summer. Not exactly sure exactly when, as well as by the end of the year they did say Wind Archer is going to be getting one as well. So I would say, you know, start saving up your resources because they do require arcane crystals or other sugar crystals, as well as the resonant ingredients and the essences. So saving those right now for the Stormbringer one is going to be good. But until then, Frost Queen, Black Pearl, and Sea Fairy, definitely stay away from. Moonlight is an okay build, and then until Stormbringer gets the Crystal Gem, I would say slap her onto the Hall of Ancient Heroes because she's more of a situational cookie right now. And then of course these two legendaries are absolutely OP. And before I move on, just to let you guys know, the reason why I don't promote or ascend my cookies anymore is because of the fact that I do want to stay for all the newer cookies at 2-star to kind of keep the gap between me and the other players, like my viewers, as close as possible. So just keep that in mind. All right, next, moving on, Pattaya, still very bad. Just stay away from, absolutely worthless right now. Only thing that can revive Pattaya is going to be a dragon rework or more dragons coming out in 2026. All right, even though fire comps are something that's kind of being on a rampage right now, Pattaya is probably the worst one you can use. Next one from the super epics, the ones right now that are going to be really bad is going to be, of course, Oyster, as well as right now Shining Glitter 2 is not really being used at all. Clotted Cream and Stardust right now are going to be used here and there, as well as Camellia for the arcade arena, but that's really very specific, so you can really just not invest in them because those kind of game modes you literally get everything maxed out anyways. And then Sherbet is going to be more of a very situational one as well, inside of something like, you know, the Cake Towers. The only real one that is being really used is Elder Fairy. Crimson Coral has dropped a little bit, and Capsaicin is more of a very situational as well. But out of all of them, I would say right now Oyster and Shining Glitter are not being used at all. Probably stay away from and not invest in, as well as the other you know, super epics. I would just say don't invest in it and just slap them on into the hall if necessary. And then now moving on to the epics, there's so many of them. All right, I would highly recommend you guys to do check out my, like, you know, tier list video, but there are a couple ones that I do recommend that you guys do stay away from, unless these are your favorite cookies. If you guys want to use them for certain, like, you know, game modes and you don't care about the meta, then go ahead, invest in them. Give your, you know, love and care for these cookies, these characters that you guys want to go and invest in. But there are going to be a couple ones that are going to be really bad, something like Olive, something like Caramel Shoe, as well as there's Fig right here, as well as right now like Lilac, and you know, those other cookies that are really outdated and are going to be really bad are going to be the ones to stay away from. For those of you guys who are coming back into the game and being like, hey, my espresso is the quote-unquote strongest cookie, or my squid ink is quote-unquote my strongest cookie. Guys, the power level does not matter here. All right, even if your power level is high, if the cookie is bad, if their skills are outdated, if they are not going to be useful, then the power means nothing in this game, guys. Power levels are like an indicator. They're like IDs for certain cookies. The cookies that are focusing on damage are going to naturally just have higher power. Pure Vanilla Awaken is way better than Squid Ink Cookie, but it's gonna have lower power because he is a healer. All right, so just keep that in mind. Even if these cookies are going to be quote-unquote high power, they are going to be really bad for you guys and very outdated. So just keep those things in mind. And I do want to let you guys know that really, if you guys do invest in these cookies right now, you're gonna be wasting a lot of resources and time, especially for the match candies. So I would recommend you guys to, again, watch the PvE tier list especially, and then the PvP tier list, and to see all the epic cookies that are really not going to be worth investing in as of right now, unless specifically you know, reworks or new additions do get added into the game that makes these cookies better. All right, again, there are a couple cookies like, again, the fig and like, you know, olive, candy diver, that are really not going to be used at all unless in like very specific stages where you can literally just slap them on into the Hall of Ancient Heroes if necessary. And right now, agar cookie as well, a new cookie that just came out, is probably a cookie that you don't want to invest in. Not going to be very good. If you need to use agar for certain, like, you know, stages that require new elements, you can literally just slap them on into the hall. Or again, like very specific game modes like the arcade arena and the slime agar boss right now, you know, you can literally just use them as level 30 and they'll automatically get max level. So it's like you don't need to waste your skill powders and your resources. That can get hard to get. So definitely do not invest in these cookies. All right, and then of course from the special right now, all of the special cookies from the pavilion are going to be used. The order is going to be Cream Ferret, Snapdragon, and Icicle Yeti, but they're going to be used. Everything else, they're not going to be used. For those of you guys wondering how I got Sonic and Tail, it is from the collaboration we had back in 2021. You cannot get them anymore. How I got him ascended is because I had Sonic maxed out, so I did get extra to go and ascend once the ascension came out. And then from the common and rare, of course, these cookies you don't need to invest in at all. Only promote them and ascend them if you have enough resources to go and give extra prosperity points. But besides that, always you guys can slap them on into the hall if you need to for specific game modes that come out to boost up your cookies, if you guys use like rare cookies or common cookies. But most of the time, those again have boost in order to just level them up to level 90 and stuff like that, so you technically don't even need them invested in at all. Again guys, we are getting Eternal Sugar in about 2 weeks or so, and most likely with it we're gonna have a little bit of shift inside of the meta for the arena. But of course, arena should not be your focus. The focus should be world exploration, focus should be the cake tower, focus should be the guild boss battle and the cookie alliance. And then once you guys have all of those things figured out, then the arena is going to be like your late game content that you want to go and see. Hey, I have all these cookies, I have good toppings now, biscuits, tarts, and stuff like that. Let's see how far I can climb. That should be your focus on how you should play this game to have a little less stress. All right, but again, right now, those are the cookies that you should stay away from. And a couple of the cookies that I kind of talked about, like, hey, these are still okay to invest in. But yeah, we'll see how Eternal Sugar turns out to be, how Hollyberry Awaken turns out to be. But until then, guys, make sure to save your resources and stay away from the cookies that will waste your resources. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.